Hello! Hi, everybody! How's it going? Meow! Hi, Dragon, thank you so much for all those subs. Thank you. Holy shit. Viper and Macy and Pogo and everybody and Connie Con and the world. Hello! It's been a while. Okay, bye. See you, boo. Bye. I hope work isn't driving you nuts. Bye, bish. Hi, everybody. The tears. Oh, hold on, I almost forgot. He's probably already gone, but like.
To my side, my noble Einherjar.
Did you guys like that? I don't know if that'll. Well, I mean, I'll do it again for you. It's based on it's based on how long I hold it down for. I also have another one set up. If I remember correctly, I think it's this one for when shit gets really real. You guys ready? Tia, how's it going? Hold on, here we go.
何お前はもう死んでいる
No! I feel like I need to make that like a reward of some kind. That was fun to make in After Effects. You guys like it? The only issue is like I don't know if there's a way for me to like have you guys trigger that like during a game. Like if I go to a we can test things out when I go to a different scene. I I don't remember if I managed to set it up in some of the new scenes, but I think if you redeem that and I'm in a game scene, like I said, I have to make sure I set it up in all of my game scenes, but it should put the little lines in, the little webcam box that I have. But as far as that one that I just did, the nani, no, that's like it's only in this scene, I think. But I can, if it's something that interests you guys, I can go over how I made it. But yeah, it's a mix of like software, like a plugin for OBS and other things going on. Roman, I miss you too. Need one with a close zoom. Black bars at top and bottom and the horizontal lightning bolts across the eye zone. I don't know, it's really funny. I actually did render I should do it that way, but if I was thinking of making like a little pack of goodies that I could give for free to like followers or maybe like subscribers. I don't know, something like that. Like I obviously want to give some things to like followers that like cuz you guys support me in different ways, right? But like also have some extra bonus stuff for like the subscribers. But I actually did one already where there's like a swipe and it looks like it looks like an anime thing with the speed lines and everything going on. It's pretty great. But I like that one, Pogo. That one makes I could do that. I think I could do that with the plugin because I would just zoom in, have the black bars, like overlay. Yeah, I could just overlay a video with the black bars top and bottom and have the lightning bolt like phew. I like that, Pogo. It's amazing. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. So yeah, how have you all been? Have you been fighting off like hordes of zombies? COVID zombies? How's life? How's work? How's not work? Because I'm sure some of you still aren't working, like most of us, unless you're doing like essential work stuff. But I feel, I feel like when you said that, my brain just went to a totally different place, Viper, where like I wish I had a button here where like I had like a little submarine that would swim by, or like a sub from Subway. Are you? You don't have to do that, Viper. No zombies here and not work is fine. Yeah, right? Waiting for. Wait, PC to be fixed. What happened, Tia? Eat fresh. Subway, eat fresh. Did it? You wait? Are my notification? Did my notifications break? You a moment ago you didn't have a wing beside your name, and now you do. Did you actually sub? Because if you did, holy shit, thank you. And I am assuming you did because you said you felt like it. So I don't know what's going on. Also, Macy, thank you so much for the resub too. Thank you so much for that. Real ass sub, which means you did. Oh no. Is it like dead? Or was it like like a multiple components or just like one? What? I know. And I don't even have it off to the side. I wonder. Hold on. Let me see if I it's not fair. It's not fair to you. Hold on. You know what? Okay, how about this? You didn't get the note. I just reload my overlays, but I don't even see it in the activity feed. I'm curious. We're gonna do this anyway. You get that for the sub. Thank you. Uh, no idea the nice repairman hasn't been in contact yet. Okay. Well, he better be nice, and he better be doing a good repair for your beautiful PC. Or he'll have to answer to. Well, I'd say he'd have to answer to me, but I'm a bit too far, so I'll just say he'll have to answer to Macy, because Macy's closer to you. And she will defend you. Yeah, I don't know why, the notification didn't go off. It was funny because like as I was setting things up, there were so many issues that were creeping up. Like I had to re-enter my IP address and all that stuff because apparently shit happened within OBS. But activity feed. Let me see. Yeah, you are like a perfect little anomaly. you are not listed in Stream Elements, and I'm pretty sure you're not also going to be listed like within Twitch. Which is so weird, but let me see. I do not want to hear myself talk. Yeah, no, that's really, really weird. It's not there. The last thing in the activity feed, even on Twitch, is well now it's Roman. Thank you so much for the resub. Also, thank you guys for keeping up your resubs while I was MIA. That was very, very nice of you, and I mean, nobody has to ever do anything like that, but it was really, really appreciative. Or appreciative? Appreciated. Thank you. He did a good repair when it broke earlier last month. Oh no, what? And the PC broke again a week and 3 days later? That's a bit weird though. I'm gonna assume though it was another part altogether. Have to keep in mind a lot of my stream mannerisms come from my favorite streamers like yes. A real ass sub is from him, which means you sub from your own accord without a gift sub. Gotcha. Yeah. Nice. Heartsu. Thank you again, Roman. That was awesome. And Twitch Prime subs are considered subs from using their mom's Amazon Prime. Yeah. It's funny how it's true though. Like a lot of people default to that whole idea that like, Mom, could I have your Amazon Prime? There's a streamer I want to sub to. Yeah, I still haven't had a chance to really check out his stuff yet. But I know you talk about him a lot and you say you love watching him. He's a funny guy. And he plays a lot of games that you love, so. I mean, Mom does pay for Amazon, but I paid for it for years. Yeah. Just got home from work. Oh no. Aw. How has work been though, Roman? Like with all the COVID stuff changes and everything. I remember last time we spoke, you were just starting, I think, to head back, actually like physically going to work as opposed to doing stuff from home. Mom, I need the credit card. You just hear again. Um, you stole your Nerd's Prime for a free sub? Yeah. Hey, if he's not gonna use it, it's not really stealing, right? No, I'm kidding. He posts a lot of clips from his streams on Twitter while he's streaming. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah. I've seen a few streamers do stuff like that. I'll have to become like dexterous and do things like that at some point. I do want to go back to what I used to do though, which is like if someone makes a clip during the stream, then I'll choose one and do like a little after stream tweet. That's what I like to do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's cool because then you can like binge watch all these like clip worthy moments, right? It's been like some people you work with got COVID. Oh no. That smile you made. That's terrible. Um, Macy. Well, I hope they've been recovering okay, Roman. I hope I haven't talked to him in a few days now, but I hoping Tsudiboshi may pop by. Uh, if you guys talk with him at all, he apparently got COVID, and I mean he said last time I spoke with him he was totally fine. The only symptom he really had was that his sense of smell. Sorry, a hair is like flew into my mouth. Um, he said he just lost his sense of smell. That's it, and he's just quarantining at home, and he felt fine. But yeah, he has like a button that clips. Yeah, okay. He just posts it within a few minutes of it happening. It's nuts. Yeah, nice, nice. I wonder he could. I'm pretty sure you can set up stuff like that through something like Stream Deck. I'm almost positive. Like you could have like a multi-chained or linked event where you can like push a button, it'll clip it, and then it might send it. Yeah, right? So sad you won't be able to come and visit, but I'll make my... Aw. IKEA. I mean, you know what's funny? I got that look on my face because I was thinking the other day when I was talking to my aunt, she was like, I hate IKEA. IKEA's terrible. And it's like, yeah, like sometimes you can get some decent things at IKEA though. Like I get it, like sometimes they're not built that well, but I mean, sometimes we can't afford ridiculously priced things. I think at the end of the day, like IKEA does have some good things. And if I'm moving out of this house anytime soon and moving in to a property or a condo with undead, we are definitely shopping at IKEA. But Viper, you might, as a temporary thing, you might even be able to. I mean, you wouldn't be able to chain link a bunch of events, but I mean, at least I don't think so, unless there's a software program you could use. But you could always get like a fairly cheap MIDI controller. Like that's what I'm using. Not that this is necessarily a super cheap one, but it is cheap in comparison to others. It's this guy right here. So I have it set where like if I push little buttons, this one's I think for like my main, this knob, is my desktop audio. I think this is my microphone, so I don't touch them. And there's like a whole bunch of sliders and shit. So what's nice about something like this is, I mean, the Stream Deck are buttons, which are good, and it's got the software which allows you to program all this stuff. But the nice thing here is like this is analog, and so you got little dials and knobs and sliders, and like depending on what the hell it is that you're doing, you could do some maybe cool things that you can't quite do with Stream Deck, maybe? I don't know. Another thing you saw recently today, dude behind Roof Rage, apparently it's in the testing phase, but he's been hired on for Dead Cells. What? That's so cool. Congrats to him. Yeah, his stuff is really cool. I think I follow him on Twitter, actually. But I haven't really been on Twitter the last couple of days, so I've probably missed that. But that's really cool. Aww. Poor Tia. You only go to IKEA for the meatballs? I mean, their meatballs are pretty good. Funny story speaking about, like, I only go to IKEA for fill in the blank. When I was going to university, I pretty much, like, we'd be on our way home, my mom and I, from Toronto, and it's like, you kind of want a coffee. Do you want a coffee? And you're like, yeah, I want a coffee. And that was during the time, I don't think they do it anymore. They probably thought, like, this is ridiculous. We're giving away too much free coffee. But if you had the family card, you could get free coffee. I mean, they gave you a bunch of discounts too from off of things in their food court area, right? But like we'd oftentimes just go there and get free coffee. Talk for a little bit, like especially if traffic was bad, we'd be like, F this, off the highway. Yeah, that's how you turn a wheel. Da, 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 da. We'd go off the highway and go get some coffee. It was nice. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I actually picked up too. Speaking of the Roof Rage creator, I actually went and picked up a Sprite. I know Pogo had mentioned that program too a few months ago or so. I haven't touched it yet, but I picked it up one day, one day. But there's a few other things I wanted to discuss with all of you lovelies, and I know it's getting late for some of you over in the UK, and you might drift off to Slumberland. So I'll just hop into it. But I wanted to talk about things like shut up, Viper. I knew it was a freaking matter of time. I was gonna say, movie night, game nights, and such. I was wanting to discuss those things with all of you. Risk of Rain 2 comes out of early access next Tuesday. Nice. I have not had a chance to play that for some time now. Did they change? Well, I mean, obviously they would have changed quite a bit of stuff. I'm sure there's like new characters too. How do you feel about it, Pogo? Do you think it's all ready and raring to go to get out of early access on Tuesday? Nights of stuff, exactly. Night of fire. Na 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 na. Ah, okay. Artifacts in the previous. Okay, cool. Nice. We should do that could be a thing that we do like on a community night. Um, or something. But I'm looking at things and I'm thinking, so okay, and also schedule. That was the other thing I didn't write here. So schedule. I got my little Google Notes here in case you're wondering what the hell I'm doing typing here. Um, excuse you. Um, I I am totally doing the right shortcut for bulleting. Don't you lie to me. Whatever, I'll deal with it later. Annoying. Oh, now it works. Now it works. Grr. Um, yeah, bullets. I'm shooting my Google Doc right now. I'm interested to see the final stage, final boss. Oh, okay. And new non-recycled characters that they're adding. Very nice. So basically, they've refined things quite a bit in early access, but there's a lot that they've kept under the hood and didn't show yet, which is actually quite nice if they did do that. Viper. Okay, yeah, so schedule. As far as like the weekly stream schedule, I'm gonna do my best to use the scheduler built down below, like built into Twitch. But I think for the time being, I haven't had a chance to touch base with all of you about this. Some of you I have, but just as a overall like recap and to cover everything. Schedule wise, I'm thinking because of everything going on in my life, which entails me looking for full-time and or part-time work. Hopefully in a field that appeals to me. That's the ultimate goal. But bottom line is I'm trying to secure some kind of stable income so that I can potentially feel that much more comfortable about I'm really looking forward and hoping that I can move out actually with Undead Ooze into a condo unit. Because the thing is, if a lot of the jobs I'm applying for anyway, whether they're remote or not, a lot of them are based downtown. And once the pandemic blows over, like for work purposes, it would be really nice to be downtown. So, man, condos are expensive though. The rent is just like absurd. And like you get even properties too where I think there was one I saw that was like the layout was like I don't know, something out of like a horror movie. Like it wasn't even a good layout. It was maybe 700 square feet and it was like I think it was like 3,900 and something. And it's like F you. Like what the hell is wrong with you? When there were other units that we saw that were almost like 1,000 square feet and like I don't know, 2,900 or something. It's like you're out of your mind, man. I don't care if you have like the sun smiling through your southwestern exposure of your windows. Like, give me a break. Uh, Wait, are you really Roman? Trying to get in on a gamer house? Ooh. Do tell if you're allowed to. Maybe it's some like secret special gamer house deal you can't talk about, but that's interesting. I think freaking Viper things will be great maybe when you're downtown. Uh, guess what? Having the sun smiling in actually sucks ass because it gets too hot. Well, that's a really, really good point, Pogo, that you bring up. So, like, Undead, she doesn't give two shits about the sun coming in. Like, when I said to her when we were looking at condo units, and I'm like, I would prefer, personally, I would prefer to be in a room that has light that can come in. Not even so much, okay, I should say, has a window. It's not even so much about like I want the natural light. It's I want to be able to open up a window and have fresh air blow in occasionally. She on the other hand, like when we when we've looked at some units, she's just like when we've seen one that we've liked, but it's not like it's more like almost like the second bedroom is more like a den and it's like closed in and there's like no window or whatever. She's like, I'll take that. She doesn't care about that sort of thing, but I do. But it is a good point that you're bringing up. The sun brings in heat, and yeah, heat can suck. Also, speaking of that, I hope the fan isn't too loud. If it is, let me know, and I will turn it down a bit. I have it on though because I'm afraid of self-combusting. Um, you have three friends that wanted to room with you. Are you thinking, Roman? Sorry, I'm catching up with chat. Are you guys thinking of like buying a place or like renting it together as a group? Like, I should say buying as a group or renting as a group. Uh, oh, Viper, that sounds so cool. I hope that happens. That would be sick. If you could move out with a friend of yours into a streamer house? What? Might buy a house and rent. Oh, okay, you might buy the house and rent to them. Ooh, I like that. That would be awesome if you could do that. We all down to not have a living room. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, okay, okay. Had a place with great views, yeah, big windows, etc. And I mostly worked evenings and slept late all the time. Yeah, gotcha, gotcha. I know that's a thing. Uh, it's funny because like we're actually looking at a few units tomorrow, um, and it'll be interesting to see how they look. Okay, still on topic. I wish I could smack some real estate agents. Like, I'm not asking for brilliant artistry when you take photographs of rooms, but for goodness sake, take a picture properly, please. Like, if I showed you some of the photos I've seen, it's like you don't even see the room. It's like a cockeyed shot like this of like part of a window with blinds on it. And it's like, what does this tell me? I don't and I would joke with Undead like, oh, they're very avant-garde, right? Photographers, and she's like, shove that artsy fartsy shit up your ass. The curtains can deal with the heat. It's true, it's true. Also, Jojo, how's it going? I buy, they rent from me. Yeah, Roman, if you can do that, Like, I don't know what real estate is like over in the States, but let me tell you, here, it's getting pretty scary as far as like, it almost feels like we're going back into like medieval times or something. And it's like, if your parents don't own a property, you're shit out of luck. Like, things are so expensive now. Get that fiber. Yeah, yeah. This is a girlfriend kind of enemy and my future is no longer certain. Yeah, but you know what, Viper? I it's all, I know this is gonna sound like you've been through a lot of shit and it's really awful, but you're gonna come out that much stronger for it. And things happen for a reason. Who knows what would have happened in that alternate reality if you would have gone out, where you were supposed to go. But like, maybe this was meant to happen, right? And now you have a really awesome opportunity to move in with a friend, and that might be the environment switch you need to really just shift everything in your life, right? Like, you never know. Wait, look at this wall. It's older than my grandfather. Oh no, I'm not reading the rest of that. Sounds like a great place for Adam West Batman to punch somebody out a window. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah, Roman, if it's cheap and you can get it, one day it probably won't be that cheap and you'll have probably made some good money off of that investment in the property. And the fact that you'd have, didn't you say it would be like three other friends moving in with you? Like, that's gonna take care of your mortgage and stuff, I feel. I mean, I don't know how much you'd be charging them, but still, like, I imagine that would alleviate the expense of, like, purchasing a property like that. And I don't know how it works in the States, but I know, like, if oh, at least over here, if you're a first time buyer, there's a lot of like benefits and perks and shit that you get. Um, Hola, how goes it, Andre? It's been a while. For those anyone that's coming into the stream, we've been just chit chatting here. It's been a long time since I've streamed. I'm sure some of you had kept count. I want to say it's probably like 3 months plus. Life's been pretty crazy, so we're just catching up and figuring out what's been going on in everybody's life, and also talking about like scheduling and stuff for the stream, how things might be changing a little bit, but it's nice to see some new faces for sure. Wait, what? Go on, Joe. Okay, you've been approached by an indie game dev called River at Stream Captain, asking if you want to be added to the closed beta of their game, Stream Raiders. Okay. Make like mini games for streamers to play with their viewers. Should you say yes? Have you ever heard of it or something? I haven't. But if you like, we could talk for a little bit after the stream. Actually, that goes for anyone that wants to be a part of that conversation. So that was one of the things I was going to talk about at the end of my agenda. I'm pointing down because it's on my list here, which I could share with you guys if you're interested in seeing this, which I might just do that, even though it's not very exciting. Wha-cha-cha-cha. Um, this was like Pogo's little suggestion. Uh, um, but I would say, yeah, let's talk a bit about it. It depends on it depends on what they're asking from you, Jojo. Um, because a lot of sponsorships and or affiliate ships. Like, I'm not sure exactly if they stipulated what it's going to be exactly, or if you're just playing their game. Oftentimes there's some strings attached because they want you to provide advertising among many other things for what they're giving you in return. And you just want to be careful that you're not giving too much of yourself for maybe what you're giving back, which could be a lot of your time. So it depends. But I would definitely be down to talk more about that in particular. I mean, Viper, we do a lot of crazy things for the people we love and trust. So don't beat yourself up over that. Also, I'm so sorry, like I've been moving slow with chat. It's been a while. There's massive numbers of unoccupied houses and apartments in the US. Uh, that's a I ooh. When I read that, like I think of like a few things. One being like I know a lot of people are moving out of their current residencies or like condo units or whatever, and they're moving in with family and or friends and stuff. But then the other really scary option or reason why that could be a thing is like because of COVID and people not living through it, which is pretty morbid and awful. It's still really scary. I'm still very wary about like how I don't know about in the States, but over here, at least, I mean, each province here is kind of handling things differently, but it's crazy how I think we're considered in phase three, and slowly yet surely things are starting to open up more and more. But the thing that concerns me is like things could work better if people are willing to do what they need to do to not spread sickness around. But there are so many people still, even right now. I don't know if they can get. I think they might be fined, or they can be fined if they go on public transportation without a mask. But there's still so many people doing that. Or they'll put the mask on, so they walk by like the bus driver or whatever, and look, I'm wearing a mask. And then they go to the back of the bus and they just take the mask off anyway. I know, it's awesome, Viper. I think each person will pay around 2 to 350 each. Okay, yeah. Have to talk to the bank and work out the numbers. But it's like cheaper than renting. Just like annoying to set it up. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's good that you're going to be talking to someone at the bank, like an actual expert, to help you crunch those numbers. Because, yeah, I mean, they're friends too, so I know you want to, I mean, obviously you want to be fair. I mean, I'm talking about the condo units here, and like, fair is fair, but like, man, some of the prices that they're charging, it's just absurd. Like, it's not fair. That's why when I talk to Undead about certain things, she's just like, F that. It's bullcrap. I don't, I don't want to give them my money. Like, forget it, move on. Um, Stream readers have been around for a while. It's sort of like a tower defense without the tower. Ah, okay, okay. I have no idea what they want. They just said if we wanted to be whitelisted for their closed beta. I asked them how. Yeah, so if you ask them how this works, that's a great first step. And I'm guessing they haven't got back to you yet, right? Um, we could also potentially. I guess it really depends on their response, but if it is like an affiliateship or a sponsorship, we can also. I can maybe talk to High Dragon to see kind of some of the things he learned from being with Team Velocity. That's different. Like that is a team, whereas this is more like you have a developer coming up to you asking about if you want to join their closed beta. And maybe that's all that it is. They just want you to maybe play their game, but it is good that you're asking because I'm sure there's a little bit more to it than that. Like maybe part of the stipulation is we're giving you free access to our game. Play it on stream. They might even say play it for X number of hours on stream and it's yours. And they might say like don't say anything bad while you're playing too. Like there's a few things you have to consider, obviously, depending on what they say to you. But either way, that's cool though that they reached out to you. That's pretty awesome. Viper. uh, really, I didn't know that, Pogo. That before the pandemic there was a huge overabundance of empty homes? Oh, because boomer developers just built shit up all over the place and millennials surprisingly reach house buying age without ever getting a chance to accumulate any money. Yeah, yeah, that sounds familiar. That sounds very accurate. Um, and that's the thing. Many of my friends too. Like we try to save up money so we can buy a property, but like you want to work downtown and you want to be somewhere like that's convenient to live. You can't. You just. I don't know. It's so hard to buy anything now within the city. Um, like the other day I was talking with Undead and my parents had showed it to me. It was this tiny little bungalow. I don't even know if it was 1,000 square feet in Toronto. And I think it was 2 bedrooms. I don't even know if it was 2 baths. And it was listed for 800. No, sorry. What am I talking about? It was basically a million. They did that stupid thing where it was like $999,999. It's like just say it's a million. It's a million. Um, and I love their description too. Spacious bungalow. It's not spacious at all. If you fall asleep, I'm sorry. Oh, no worries, Macy. No worries. Past few days of run. Aw. Oh, speaking of like, I mean, you're probably not getting much sleep because how's the move going with your parents? Wait, that has started, yes? Or did it finish now? I don't know the developer actually. I haven't heard anything, Jojo, about that particular game. But like, if you send, you can always send me a DM in Discord if you want with the stuff, the information on the company. And like I said, I can always try and take a look at it after, even with you in a Discord chat, and we can chat about it. I think honestly a lot of it's going to just depend on what they say to you and how comfortable you feel like progressing. But I mean, if they've been around for a while, then maybe it's okay ish. It's never safe to assume though. Um, okay, Pogo. Okay, that's good to know. Bungalows are not straw huts. Bungalows. Oh my god, Viper, you're the best. Bungalows are basic. I mean, they could be straw huts, but bungalows basically mean it's a one floor, uh, it's a one floor kind of deal. Typically, like no basement, no second floor of any kind. It's great. I like bungalows, but I was gonna say like a lot of people when they get older, like in elderly people, prefer condos or not condos, bungalows because they don't have to deal with any stairs or anything. Um, but they can be quite nice, quite big. I like bungalows, just not that bungalow that's trying to be sold for $1 million in Toronto, which is ridiculous. Haven't had a chance yet because Mom and Dave's move, and it has finished. Nice, yay! They moved in Friday. Okay, nice. Yeah. Wait, new wardrobe. Go on. Bangalore. No, not Bangalore. Hi, Dragon. Uh. Oh shoot! Thank you, Pogo. Thank you for sharing that. Then sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, and if you even want to ask in the general chat too, I don't mind. Like that's what the chat's there for. Uh, 'Cause who knows? Maybe there's someone in our Discord that knows about that sort of thing too. But basements are places you can store all sort of things like bodies, exercise equipment. Yeah, you know what? I remember one time I was looking at a property right across the street from my grandparents, and this was like many, many years ago, and like some renovations had been done to the rest of the building, certainly not the basement. And holy jeez, it looked like a slaughterhouse basement. Like I kid you, like it was all just that really dark, dingy concrete, and like in so many places on the floor there were like the oh my gosh, like the drain, like the drain, like was like drainage all over the place. And the thing is, I know this is gonna sound like very wah wah and macabre and whatever, but like in that neighborhood, like I mean, my grandparents are there. A lot of our relatives were there. Like there's a lot of Italians, and they're like very old school. And back in the day, they did do that in their basement. Like I have heard not so great stories when my dad was younger of some of the things he witnessed in his youth, in some of those basements in that neighborhood. Um, Meat Siller with torture devices. Yeah, probably, right? It's the new level in Dead by Daylight, right? The Italian man's basement. uh, it's crazy. Yeah, the rest of the house was great. Like really beautiful, nice upgrades and like decent layout, but holy jeez, that basement was just like I don't know that I'd want to go down there. And I think if I remember too, I think it might have oh my god, I think it might have been like the floor hatch, like to go down in there too. I kind of forgot that part, but I'm pretty sure that was the thing. That's true, Pogo. There's a meat cellar in every map, yeah. There's that basement, the basement area with the four hooks, right? Freaking Viper. Have you thought, you've had a little bit of time to think about this, right? Hi, Dragon, yes. Uh, nah. Really? You think I am? You think I'm overdue? I don't know about that. But, okay. So, agendas. Right. I'm getting distracted. Lovingly so. I love it. So, schedule for the time being, I think I'm going to be doing Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. For like the typical schedule times. Unless something changes, obviously you guys will be notified ASAP. So it'll be like 5 o'clock till roughly 8, if not longer. You know it often is. But yes, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Um, Things could change though. It depends on a bunch of different things. But yeah. Okay, sweet. I can check that out after. Thank you. Thank you, Jojo. Uh, and yeah, as far as other things, movie night. Looking at my little calendar here, the way I was thinking of doing it was probably I was thinking like the last Saturday of the month, either second last or last Saturday of the month. Um, you're gonna go to bed soon though? It's late. Yeah, yeah. I'll send you a message then, Jojo, and we can always chat tomorrow or something. I say tomorrow, but yeah, maybe in the morning, because I should be. We aren't having to look at properties until like the afternoonish, so I'll message you regardless. But thanks for sharing that, and thanks for coming by. It was nice to see you. But yeah, okay. I think I'm for tentatively. I mean, I'll post this stuff. I think I'll put it in the announcements of the Discord, but I'm thinking the 29th. Um, so we'll say August. August 29th. I kind of wanted to try and do like a mod. Uh, oh, you're so tired. No. Hi, Dragon. Soon. Soon you shall be free. Right? Tomorrow you have off, right? Tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Yes? I would save you if I could. I'd 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 lift you up and carry you out like a princess. He's like, please don't do that. Um, yeah, I'm thinking mod game night. I feel like this is one that maybe we can do, like, because I obviously it's to like have a fun time with my moderators. So, and I know a bunch of you are in the UK, so we can always tentatively figure this out later. Like, we can always talk in the Discord to establish a night to do this, but I want to try and have it work for everyone as much as I can. Uh, 2.5 hours and then you're free. Yay! You don't mind? Okay, then I would definitely carry you out like a princess. Oh, but Viper, you're fine. You're included in that lump regardless because you're an editor. Which I don't get, like, why you still don't have the editor symbol beside you. I guess it's because you have the VIP icon beside your name. I wonder if I stripped your VIP status, you'd see the editor clip, but like I don't know. You like pink. It's got pink around the diamond, so I don't know if you'd really want me to. Very important, very important person. That's right. Um. Aw, Macy. Nutter, and you could use the third on Wednesday. Okay, okay. That's a good point. That's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Very important, bitch. Yeah, that one works too. That one works too. Macy, do you have any preference, or Tia, if you're still around, as far as like a mod game night? I think this is one I'll do this. let me, you can guide the words. I'm gonna post it in the mod channel of our Discord to ask you guys. And then based on what everyone says, I think that might be the best way to establish when we'll have a little mod night. So like it could be another Saturday even, which might be nice. Um to do that. And as far as like a sub and follower game night, honestly, I'm thinking again a Saturday. Um like we some of us have had this discussion before. There's obviously pluses and minuses to everything, but I kind of feel like I'd like to do like a sub game night or something like that of that nature off stream and do something like with the Discord and like other games and stuff like that. A cheese toasty? Do you mean a grilled cheese? Or is this like toast or bread with like cheese interwoven into it? Explain what cheese toasty is. So I'm gonna say tentatively, and like I said, we can discuss this further. I will say the 22nd of August. I'm thinking either the 15th or 22nd. Um, for like a game night and off stream. Let me catch up with the chat. Hey, Saltbox, how's it going? I'm doing good, thank you. It's been a while. Everyone's like, stop, please. We've heard it enough. I'm doing really good. It's been an interesting time since I last streamed. Like the course I took, the streaming course went great. I loved it. I learned a lot from it, and I'm looking forward to putting all the different pieces and elements into practice slowly yet surely, because some of them are going to require repetition and consistency from myself. But yeah, the course was great. Life itself has certainly had its ups and downs, but I feel like things are getting back on track, and things are, I think, looking up, and that's what matters. But yes. See you, Hi Dragon! You have nothing on the weekend, so yeah. And I was thinking too, I mean, everybody's a bit wishy-washy because of the pandemic schedule-wise, but soon when things start to normalize, I imagine weekends are going to be probably better for everybody. Um, but bye Pokemon. Pokemon. Let me see here. Oh wait, you have a community night every Friday, so Saturdays work. Okay, perfect. Okay. That's good to know, Macy. And so let me see. It's the same as a grilled cheese, but usually you put stuff in it. Okay. What sort of things do you put in it? Yeah, that sounds about right. Right, Viper? Like a melt. It was called the Stream Coach Academy specifically. I don't know if there are other ones like it. I would assume there probably are. But this was the one that was put on by Ashni Christ, Frisk, Zinigami, Violent Bluemech, and Mike. Bunch of streamers on Twitch that all do a variety of content, and they're really, really nice people. The knowledge they shared was really great, really valuable, and it was really inspiring too, working with the different students, because everyone, like, they have different size channels, different communities, different content that they're streaming. Some were like really active and actually getting a lot of traction from TikTok and having that transfer over to their Twitch streams. So like, yeah, it was really enlightening and it was great. Like a tuna melt. Haven't had one in so long. Yeah, I haven't had a tuna melt in forever. Beans, ham, random shit. That sounds good. An assortment of goodies. Nice. No, I was gonna ask you. I'm glad you brought it up, regardless. I was gonna ask how your courses went, because you were working on your, you had been working on your, well, I was gonna say your thesis, but I think maybe more appropriately, like, was it thesis or dissertation? I know you were working your butt off. I remember that. and you were trying to prepare things for like a lot of really big presentations. It was thesis, master's degree. Yeah, yeah. Congrats! You flex as much as you want. How does it feel? It must feel amazing. Here, we gotta celebrate. We gotta celebrate with this. And you know what? I think is it time? Is it time for Saltbox? You don't have to redeem the points. I can do it if you. There it is. There it is. Okay. So Viper has done it. So now we got okay, so Saltbox, this is for you. This is congrats. You both did it. Oh my gosh. Uh yeah. We'll go like this. We'll go like it's so fucking crazy. It was fun to set that up for sure. Oh my gosh, it's undead. Ah. Freaking Pogo. Undead, how are you? Thank you for that resub. How are you? Are you alive? She's like, no, I'm undead as usual. If your ears were ringing, we were talking about you. We were saying all sorts of terrible, nasty things about you. No, I'm kidding. We were just talking about you in the context of like the condo searching and such. Um, I did summon you. It's true, it's true. How was your meeting? Also, Saltbox, what's next on the agenda? Are you, like, what have you been up to during the pandemic? Like, you finished, you got your thesis and masters. Are you just kind of husabaing and taking it a bit easy for now, or? I do like JRPGs. It's been a while since I have played one. In fact, I'm trying to think. I think the last one I played was probably Chrono Trigger. And to put it into perspective, that does not mean the last time I played one was when I was a child. It was like a year or so ago on stream. I love that game. It was so good. Chrono Trigger was so good. Wow, 1995. Freaking Pogo. I knew someone was freaking thinking it. I know, right? It's been so long. All those memories from so long ago. I remember it like it was yesterday, and the screen just starts to fuzz. um, Trying to find a job. Yes, I know that feeling for sure. And working on making a ooh a JRPG inspired game with a friend. What program are you using to build it? Wait, you're writing the story and it's awful. Why? How so? Is it like, are you talking like writer's block or like the program that you're using? 2020 was a whole decade, so yeah. Okay, he's using Unity. Uh okay, so it's about the writing. Okay, okay. I mean, with more practice, I'm sure your writing will get better. I mean, the other alternative too is like you collaborate with someone else that like you and him are maybe coming up with like the main plot points, and then like someone's helping you refine the writing further. But that's cool. That's really neat. Should do some of the Tales of series. Yeah, yeah. So you can coach and yell and pull what's left out of my hair out. Is it? Are you trying to say I'm not good at playing video games, or are you trying to say it's a tough game? Or both? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Remember to have more than one battle music. Oh, that's a really, really good point, Pogo. That's a really good tip. Wait, what made you think of that, Pogo? Having more than one battle music. What game were you playing that maybe drove you to insanity? Or the brink of insanity? Or probably past. well past insanity because you were probably already a little bit insane. I think that just comes with the territory nowadays, especially when you're an artist. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You wait, being at your day job? I'm just saying, you know it well. Yes, and you're very passionate about it. So if you do anything wrong, you're gonna hear about it. Okay, I'll remember that. Get the ropes ready. When we play it, undead, tie him up, gag him. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Um, gonna make sure we loop the same through. Now you're gonna make sure. Thank you, Pogo, for your feedback. We'll be sure to loop the same annoying little soundbite in all of our fights. I mean, to be fair, you are in the early stages of development, right? So, like, it's fine for now. Just maybe if you have Pogo, beta test it or play test it, just, have an option there to turn off the battle music or something. Aren't technically Soul games JRPGs? I don't. Would they be really considered that though? I guess it depends on how you want to define JRPGs. I oftentimes, and I could be totally, like, wrong with this, but the way I always tended to view, like, that genre or that category, JRPGs, I tend to think of, like, turn-based combat. Not that they're always turn-based, but, like, that's like the. I mean, true, true. They're Japanese and they're RPGs. True, true. I mean, some battle music that's like 15 seconds long are really good. Yeah, true.
To my
That's a
side, my
good point.
noble
That's a good point. Oh my
Einherjar.
gosh! Did we actually summon him? Did we actually summon Tsudiboshi? Tsudiboshi! Thank you so much for the resub. How are you doing? I'm gonna assume you're alive and fairly well. Have you been beating down COVID? RPG doesn't mean anything anymore. Yes. Yeah, it's true, it's true. Tsudiboshi. I see what you did there, Viper. Role-playing game. You play a role in just about everything. Yeah, you know what though still gets me though? Not that this is slightly veering off topic, just ever so slightly, but um it still really bothers me when I play a game and you're given choices in quotation marks, but the choices don't really mean anything. And oftentimes the choices that you're choosing, the resulting dialogue or action that proceeds afterwards doesn't mesh. And then I'm like super, super sad. And I'm like, why did you even give me this choice? It meant nothing. Like a certain game that Undead loves, that I shall not say its name, because she'll start to lose her mind. COVID stood no chance. Yay! Are you feeling good though now, Tsudiboshi, in all seriousness? Like, I know you were okay before, and you said all you lost was your sense of smell, but, like, nothing got worse. You're okay, your family's okay. Uh, it used to specifically refer to D&D knockoffs, yes, and then it just became any game where you allocate stats. True, true. Rocket-propelled grenade. That damn dragon game. Mass Effect. See, Undead knew. She knew what I was referring. It's not a serpent. It's not a serpent. Frickin' Banner Saga. I said it. I'm sorry, Undead. I said it. It's like Voldemort. We shouldn't say it's that name around here. I understand that. Yeah, you want to include choices, but I don't think we're going to be able to. Not that good of a writer, and my buddy isn't that great of a programmer. One thing you could do potentially, Saltbox, if you're interested in doing like branching narratives, I highly, highly, highly recommend looking into the open source program called Twine. It's really, really easy to use. And yeah, I honestly can't recommend it enough. Like, it'll allow you to, like, it almost has like a mind map aesthetic to it. And your branching narrative just works like through hyperlinks. So you end up using the engine, and I think they have a web-based version, and it just spits out a finished HTML product, and then you can like test it out, which can be great because as a writer you can just get like really fast feedback from people because it's so fast to develop using that rather than like waiting for your buddy to program it into the game and everything and then like building the game and all that stuff, right? Um, we're all good here. Your sense of smell is slowly returning. Yay! That's awesome news because that's the one other shitty thing I thought about after I spoke with you. It's like it's not just your sense of smell that would be affected, but I imagine your sense of taste would have been affected because a lot of we what we taste is through our sense of smell, right? It's amore. It's amore. She's gonna kill me now. Uh, no, no. Serpent Age too. Wyvern Age. Yeah, Saltbox, listen to that friend of yours. Twine is really, really, really good. And you can even include graphics in it and stuff like that if you want to, but I think honestly for your purposes, like just doing the simple uh, text-based adventure game approach is gonna work just fine. Flowchart the game, exactly. I love Twine so much. Don't get me started talking about it, because I might just this might take a while. Even though like it's so simple, I just really love it. Really? That's awesome though. Taste was never affected to be honest. Oh, Undead's taking out the knife. Run! Run away. Um Trying to think if there was anything else on the agenda. I had two other notes here. One was regarding the potentiality of starting something similar or akin to like a community panel. I'd like to think of a different name for that, honestly. Uh, that being said, too, as I get back into the groove of like streaming again, too, I kind of want to talk with you guys and gals about potentially shifting the direction of the stream in different ways, like when it comes to like what we kind of call ourselves. And like I know like in a lot of my alerts it's like to my side, my Royaline Harrier and stuff like that. And like we talk like there's that Viking thing kind of going on or Norse mythology thing, but like I might shift away from that and I would be I mean basically, right? A branding in a way. It is, so to speak, but like yeah, it would be nice to kind of come up with a name for all of us. It could still be Norse. Like I went into streaming like I mean I still like Norse mythology and stuff. Norse pickers. Fucking damn it, Pogo. You go sit in the corner now. I'm kidding. I love you. You know what? Speaking of game development, I want to see a game that has Pogo's touch. Like I really do. I think it would be so funny. I think anyway. I think I'd be laughing a lot. Uh, I still to this day, Pogo, I cannot. I swear to you, every once in a while, Ernest goes to Anne Orlando. Like when I'm feeling down, I just think of that and I just lose it. I really, I really want to make something using that. I'd credit you and everything, but like, fuck, I want to see that movie. Don't you guys? Don't you want to see? Right? I love that tweet. That I think wasn't that. I think that's all Pogo said in his tweet. He just tweeted out, "Ernest goes to Anne Orlando," and that was it. And I was just like, "Stop, please." Fucking the best thing ever. I love it. Um, I would pay too. I would love to see that movie. It's okay. You can pay in blood. Um, but yeah, some kind of community panel was something I was thinking of potentially talking to you guys about, but we don't have to do that anytime soon. More or less, I was thinking about having uh, basically like I don't really know how to put this assistant in a way, uh, or like when we have certain community events, the panel and myself, the members of the panel and myself can kind of help determine what we're gonna do, what games we're gonna play, and stuff like that. Like help organize things, right? And kind of take charge of certain aspects of the community in conjunction with me, right? In a way, kind of like mods, but not necessarily like with all the extra baggage that mods would have to deal with. Uh, More like, uh, I was thinking like, I don't know, like an approach kind of similar to like a class president and vice president, if you will. Like, yeah, in a way, community managers is another way of looking at it. The fixers. The fixers, I just picture, the cracking of the knuckles, the fixers. No, 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 not that kind of fixing. Um, and another thing I was thinking of doing is sawed off pool cues. Um, Maybe the occasional like hangout hours. Um, like even if it's just like 10, 15, 20 minutes after after a stream or something to just hang out in the I guess for now like the general chat. I was thinking I might make another chat room in the Discord and just call it like hangout chat, and then everybody knows like at the end of the stream I may hang out there for a little bit. Office. Basically, you want to know what's really funny, Pogo? In my personal notes, that is, I actually did write it as office hours. I said hangout hours slash office hours because I thought it would also be a good opportunity. Like, um, so content wise, I am thinking, some of you already know of doing streams that are a little more creative related. So not necessarily just gaming, certainly not just competitive gaming, um, you know, and doing like artsy fartsy stuff on stream. And so like some of those office out, like some of them could be like office hours where I'm just chilling in there, whether it was a streaming day or not. And if you see me there, you can come in, hang out. We can talk about art stuff, video game stuff, whatever. Like, and actually, when it comes to like the job searching, I think I finally understand. I think at least one field I could see myself working in and really enjoying. And I would kind of surprise myself. It actually turns out like I really like the description of level designer and level artist. Like I really like that because and it kind of made sense to me when I was looking at all the different job postings. And one thing that is annoying when you're looking for work in game development is every company defines their job positions differently. Like one game designer job post is very different from another game designer job post. But for the most part, my understanding of a level designer and level artist is it requires you to have a good understanding of basically all aspects of game development, and which is kind of nice because that's kind of my degree. Not that I did game development necessarily throughout every year of my studies at university, but like being an integrated media artist means I know a little bit of everything. So yeah. Um Art streams are fun. You drew game characters for like 45 minutes on stream once? Nice. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna have to punch my anxiety into a bloody pulp. But I think once I get into the groove of it, like I don't know how you feel about that sort of thing, Saltbox, but I'm sure it felt really great to do that stream. That's awesome. Undead, there are just some things that I don't know. I do know. I know what you're thinking, and I know you've said it to me before. I underestimate and undervalue myself way too much. And thank you for having me realize that by smacking me across the face with it. Hopefully you won't have to do that too often anymore. But yes. Um yeah, can't wait for the radar streams. Yeah, I mean I still tend to have my door shut, but I actually have one of his beds on one of my little stools over there. Um he's a good boy. He's still very cute and looking a little still on the derpy side because he had one of his teeth pulled. Well, not one, a few of them. So sometimes his tongue will hang out to the side, and it just makes him look even cuter. Environment technician, Lord of the Overlord. Wah. I make it sound easy? Oh boy, I don't know about that. But I am doing some cool things now, learning some new tools and such. It was in Paint, so the end result was awful. Oh no. Do you have were you using like a mouse or do you have like some kind of a drawing tablet of sorts? Don't kill me, undead. I was gonna see, can I show you guys? Ooh, maybe I can show you one of the things I was working on. I still have no idea really how to use this program. I looked at one tutorial that ended up not really being a tutorial, and I tried to follow along with it even though there were steps missing, and I came up with this, which I'll show you guys. Don't ask why I chose this subject matter. I chose it, well, I mean, you can. It was because I was kind of following along with the video, but, oh, mouse, so that's so hard. That's so hard, the salt box. If you're trying to draw with the mouse. Is the reason why you still tune in? Wait, are you cheating on my chair? Like, what about my chair? I thought my chair was your bae. And now it's radar? Tsuruboshi, I'm disappointed. You're a two-timing cheater. No, I'm kidding. Okay, here we go. Hold on one second. Cha-cha-cha! This is something I did the other day. I don't... What is my window here doing? Holy jeez. Okay. I made this. I didn't... the other day I was trying to research like whether or not I wanted to learn Substance Painter and Substance Designer. And then when I was looking at different forum posts and stuff like that, I heard about Quixel Mixer. So anyone that's interested in doing like texture stuff, or environmental design or anything like that, and you want to learn something like Substance Painter, which for those that don't know, Substance Painter is a material editing program. This is basically the same thing, but the company Quixel, as you can see in the top left corner, they're known for making photogrammetry materials, which basically means photo. They're taking high res photographs and that's what you're using as materials. And they have like a ridiculous database, like 11,000 and something files for you to choose from. And it ranges from textures to stickers or decals, however you want to look at it, that you can add to your meshes or planes or whatever. And it's really cool. Yeah. Like it's my mind was kind of blown because like I was pinching and designing like the bumpy terrain and like you can literally change the liquid. And it's just so cool. So there it is without like any liquid. But like I can change the threshold and start to bring it in. You can change the color of the liquid, all sorts of stuff. Like this sewer, this manhole, I didn't like make it. It's literally just basically a sticker that you slap on there and can move around wherever you want. It was really cool. It took me a little bit to make this because I still don't know my ass from my hand in this program. But it wasn't too bad. I think it took like a couple of hours or so. But I think it's probably going to be pretty good, pretty robust. There is a catch though. If you want to use this and export this to use in a game engine, it has to be the Unreal Engine. That's the only downside to this. A man can have more than one attraction. You're right. That's fair, Saltbox. Yeah, you've got plenty of love to give. Yes, yes. Making a storefront with gorgeous plate glass windows. Let's see, I stock photo across them. Yeah. That gets old. Yeah. Thank you for coming by, Undead. Thank you, thank you. And thank you for the resub. Take care, have fun, and... Holy shit, Pogo. See, I told you, he would be an excellent game designer. He asks all the right questions. Why does it have to be a gendered hole? Why does it have to be a manhole? It could be a person hole. But it's also an interesting thing, right? Because, like, why is it a manhole? Why is, or, like, what? It's not like we, well, I mean, maybe Viper does this, but I was gonna say it's not like we put people in there. It's not like we throw people into the sewers. I mean, maybe some terrible people do, which is really awful. But, wah wah. Hey, Viper, you're the one that's talking about murder basements. Speak for yourself. Shh, Undead, you weren't supposed to share that with anyone. You guys are awesome. Okay, I'm gonna close that. No, I'm not gonna save my changes. We're gonna close that. And I'm gonna leave this here. So yeah, I've got some things on the agenda. I will post let me make a little note here. Woo! I'll make an announcement in the Discord of the following stuff we discussed. And yeah. Suriboshi. If she's still around, she's probably like, ugh, your kindness is killing her. She's probably going, ugh, gross. Give her a hug before she goes. Not a bad point, Saltbox. Some people, it would probably be better if they were in the sewers. Sad but true. Whee! Kayla, how's it going? Okay. As far as gaming stuff is concerned, I have a couple of choices, and it's kind of depending on what you guys would like to see. I was thinking maybe Rogue Company. And I'm definitely down to do that, especially if some of you want the free key, you might get it, so long as you've linked your accounts, together, like the high-res one and the Twitch one together. Or, maybe I could start trying out the early access demo thingamajig for that Record of the Lotus War game. Deedlit in Wonder Labyrinth, I think is what the game was called, which is basically, it looks like Symphony of the Night. And that might be a cool thing to try so you guys can see it. Plus, the nice thing about going that route is, I mean, I think I could keep up a good conversation playing Rogue Company, but I feel like Deedlit is probably easier to chat and play at the same time. Aww. I know, Kayla. I've been gone for so long and it feels so good to be back. It's good to be back. I'm so tempted to push that button again, but I'm going to restrain it so it remains a little more special. Deedlitvania, yeah. Undead and you are yeah, you guys are like huge gnome enthusiasts. That still kills me to this day. That we actually explained it to you. And you weren't even there. You left. You left, Suriboshi, damn it. Also, I just noticed, too. You changed your name back to Tsuriboshi. Right? Because didn't you change it? I could have sworn you changed it on Twitch. And then I guess you changed it back. Wait, you just watched an... Oh, you watched an episode of Castlevania last night? A Record of the Lotus War. What are we talking about? Oh, really? Oh, cool. So does that mean you want to see some Record of the Lotus War? I've been wanting to play it, truth be told. I mean, that's why I freaking bought the damn thing. But I really, really, really didn't want to play it until I played it on stream. So if it's not now, don't worry. I will not touch it until we decide to play it on stream. But I have my handy dandy trusty controller here, just in case. And yeah. I'm upset with myself. Toss this month's Prime sub. Aw, that's okay. Aw, Kayla, that's okay. Don't worry about it. So long as you're supporting someone that you like and enjoy their content, that's all that matters. And there's always next time. But you just being here and coming by to say hi, that is more than enough for me. But thank you. I mean, that's really nice for you to say that. I do appreciate it. It's nice to see you. Uh, Personally, you're avoiding the game for now, but knock yourself out. Are you? Is it more for like spoiler reasons or? Because it's been so long since I've seen any record of the Lotus War stuff. And I also don't know what this game is covering, narrative-wise. So I don't know. Yeah, yeah, you have to go mid-explanation, yeah. I don't think it is, Viper. Yes. Yeah, Kayla, we were actually talking about that. Expect to see an announcement at some point in probably tonight uh, about some community stuff. Most of the stuff, it seems like it's going to be on Saturdays, like off stream. But we are definitely going to be doing some things for sure. Barely seen any of the series, just in terms of game spoilers and early-ish access. Yes, fair enough. Oh no, Pogo, does that mean if I play, you're gonna cover your face with a blanket and hide? So, anyone have a preference? Because like I said, I'd be down for either or. I have fun with Rogue Company, and I'm pretty sure I'll enjoy Deedlit in Wunder Labyrinth. So it really doesn't matter to me. And I am going to hold on 1 second. I need to change my. Man, it's been a while, and I'm trying to go through all the motions. Like, okay, what do I need to do? I need to change my category. No, nothing of either of those games. Okay, if this will help, Rogue Company is basically like Gears of War, Valorant, and The Division had a baby. Um, so it's got some tactical elements depending on the mode that you play. It definitely has some Counter-Strike and or Valorant elements. It Characters do have abilities to use. No ultimates, but they do have an ability to use. Um, and it's like that over the shoulder perspective kind of thing. Rogue Company is the shooter thing, right? Can you see it? Yeah, you definitely can, and we could even do a little bit of that, and whether we do that the whole time or not, like we can decide that. And there's always next time to do Deedlit and Wunder Labyrinth. But if you are interested in playing Rogue Company, I will save you guys the trouble and do this. And I was a good streamer, and I made this. So if you haven't already linked your account up, don't forget to do that. Tsudiboshi, I know you're always down for Dragon Age. Made the yeah. Oh, how is? Wait, what do you? Oh, well that's good. Okay, so how do you like Grounded? Because I've seen some people play it. That's the one that's like basically like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, right? It's a survival game. Tell me about it. And I'm gonna. Yeah, but Undead, you heard Dragon Age because of Tsudiboshi, and you know if Tsudiboshi is bringing up Dragon Age, it really means nothing. To be fair, it means he's just trying to be funny. It's fun but terrifying. What's terrifying about it is it that because I said I've seen a little bit of it, but I've tried not to spoil it for myself. Is it the atmosphere? I mean, Undead Tsudiboshi's a master of deception, right?